We're joined now by former Assistant U.S. Attorney Jeffrey Robbins. Thank you so much for joining us once again. These criminal referrals by the January 6th committee are really symbolic in some sense, but it's also a historic move to refer a former president for prosecution. So give us a sense of the importance of this action by the committee today.
Well, it's hugely important. You know, one thing which has gotten lost somehow in this is that although the word treason has not been used, and there's not a referral for a charge of treason. Treason finds its way into a lot of these charges. Treason finds its way into a lot of this evidence, and treason finds its way into the executive summary of this report because of what's been in the record for the last 18 months, or certainly the last 4 months of these hearings. American students are going to link Donald Trump's name with treason and treason with Donald Trump's name. And that's perhaps the most significant, lasting aspect of the public aspect of this incredibly important set of hearings.
Any surprises for you at all in the criminal referrals the committee made regarding the former president's role in January 6th?
Well, certainly the referral for incitement is something that came up over the last couple of days. Was surprising. I mean, a charge that, or a request for a criminal charge that the former president of the United States incited an insurrection, a rebellion against the United States, a rebellion against America's legal system. This is, as you suggested in your question, a tremendously historic development, and not in a particularly good way. One hopes that that will resonate with the American people.
The Justice Department, as you know now, continues its own investigation under Special Counsel Jack Smith. Beyond today's referrals, how important will the evidence and interviews conducted by the committee, as well as its final report, be to their work and final decisions on charges?
This is a committee whose investigators, whose lawyers, whose staff members, whose members of Congress have been working for 18 months on interviewing roughly 1,000 witnesses, compiling transcripts, compiling documents. That evidence will now be turned over, and that's going to provide not just a roadmap for these prosecutions, but it's going to provide hard material for presentations to grand juries and the development of criminal cases.
Why is this important that this is now under special counsel instead of the Justice Department directly? Does that remove some of the politics from any potential decision to prosecute the former president?
Yes, the decision by the Attorney General to appoint a special counsel was a prudent thing to do. That is to say, it provides some distance. It provides some inoculation. The reason I emphasize the word some is because those who want to conclude that this is a witch hunt or a political prosecution not backed by evidence will do so even if the Attorney General had appointed Mahatma Gandhi as the special counsel.
You mentioned two things, the political prosecution idea and that this is a nothing burger. Based on your own experience, what do you think the outcome is here?
I tend to think that the former president will be indicted. I tend to think that the stronger charges are those relating to the pilfering apparently of 300 plus classified documents and the obstruction of justice that surrounded the attempts to conceal the pilfering. Those are more straightforward charges, it seems to me. And here's why I say that. The charges that are referred over to the Department of Justice today are ones which do involve speech. They do involve the former president making speeches, urging his supporters to demonstrate arguably seeking legal advice. At least that's what he can claim. And those are defenses which, while I think the overwhelming evidence points to guilt, do give the former president legs to stand on in a courtroom, whereas the Espionage Act charges and the obstruction of justice charges or potential charges relating to the removal of documents have no such defenses associated with them. And frankly, we haven't seen a single defense offered by the Trump team to those potential charges.
Jeffrey Robbins, we thank you so much. Really appreciate your insight and your time.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.